So we do this call every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, okay? And our goal is to develop people, okay? It doesn't matter what you do. If you're in this company, of course, you want to go chairman. You want to do something amazing. You want to do something big. You want to make 6 figures. And the goal is to develop you so that you can become that person who does make the money. What most people think is that they're going to make the money before they change themselves. And it's crazy because I'm already talking about the next book. You got to become someone, okay? And if you're not willing to change, okay, then you're not going to make the money that you expect to make. And so one thing that we had to learn in our journey, if we want to make $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, we had to become those people. We had to become $50,000 a month people. We had to become $100,000 a month people. And so the reason for these mentorship calls and the development and having you read the books is because we want to get your brain thinking outside the box. You see, there's been over 20, 30, 40, 50 years of learning. I won't say the wrong way, but being programmed the way that the world wants us to be programmed. And some of that controls your thought process, which in turn holds back you creating wealth for your family. So I believe these mentorship calls have been absolutely powerful. So this next thing I think is we're going to break some things that we were used to, that we were taught to do. Okay. Chapter 30, ask questions, seek answers. That's the title of the chapter. And he starts it off with a Les Brown quote that says, ask for help not because you are weak. Listen, this is for even the men, okay, all of us, really, men and women. Because when we ask questions, we feel that maybe we are inefficient, or we don't know something, or we feel bad about knowing it. Our friends may ask questions we don't know the answers to. We feel inefficient. There's certain fears that we have that currently are keeping us from moving forward. So he goes, ask for help not because you are weak, but because you want to remain strong, because you want to know how to do this thing. So the great thing about what network marketing is, what we do in our industry, is we have a duplication process. Okay, we have things that you can go faster. And I love it because if you got proper mentorship, listen, if your mentor gives you everything, they give you every pitfall, everything that's going to occur to you, everything that people are going to say to you in this industry, you already got it. You get to skip over what your mentor had to go through. Now, the hardest part is if you're not coachable, okay? The hardest part if you're not coachable. Then you're going to go through the same exact process. But what I love about this industry, listen, when I first came in this industry 7.5 years ago, I was very, very coachable for my mentor. He had already made $1 million. He was 4 years younger than me. I listened to everything that he said, okay? From the way that he presented to everything that he did. I duplicated his entire system, you know? And I remember having the little voice in my head like, do you got to do everything exactly like your mentor? Don't you want to have your own thing, okay? Don't you want to do it your way? Okay, that was a little message in my head, because for some reason, why does it do that? Because it feels like, well, I'm copying exactly what they do, and copying is cheating. Isn't that crazy? We have some psychological things that are up in here. We have these thought processes. Okay, so in this book, he talks about, you know, when he first started his journey. Now, as you can see, a neat, you know, entrepreneur. He sold a lot of things online, became multi-millionaire, you know, through his company, made tens of millions. And one of the things he was known for was he was in a Facebook group, okay? You know, being able to get some information for people who had already been through the process of learning e-commerce. And he was known in that group as being the annoying kid, okay? Because he would ask so many questions. He was very young, but he asked enough questions that he didn't have to go through the hard times like everybody else did. Now, of course, he had his journey while he was going through. So what he talked about in here, he says, instead of having to go through the headaches and the pains and all the trials, why don't you just ask questions to those who have already succeeded in what it is you're trying to do? Now, the great thing about network marketing, if you're trying to go Chairman 10, for example, it's simple just to say, hey, Chairman, how'd you do it? Okay, what do I got to do to get to where you're at? What do I got to do to make 6 figures? And guess what? We do this all the time, right? We already give out this information. You know, there are videos to show you exactly how to go Chairman, right? You can call your upline chairman and say, hey, here's what I need help with. I've been going through my folks, and maybe the invite hasn't been correct, or maybe this hasn't been correct. You can actually ask questions so that you can apply them in your business. That's what's so special about network marketing. Now, in a traditional business, I want you to really think about this. In a traditional business where it's not franchise, you're starting, you're day one, you're the person. Okay, sometimes there's not a manual. That's not a person you can just reach out and touch. Like if you're a McDonald's franchise owner, there's likely you can go talk to another franchise owner. Okay, ask questions. Hey, how did you operate this and this and this and this, so that you don't have to go through the issues that they went through. And so he goes on to say, you know, this is going to allow you to create momentum and go faster. Why have to go through the process that everybody else went through when you can just ask the question? And so he says you need a you got to have the need for fast answers. So he says this is why most people won't ask questions. There are 3 reasons why people will not ask questions. I want you to avoid this. Okay. Number 1, I'll look stupid. Okay. Number 1, right? We all go through that, man. If I ask this question, you know, because here's how people. How do I know you're thinking? Here's how you'll prefix before you answer the question. This may be a dumb question, but y'all ever do that? This may be, it's not the mind, it's crazy. And here's what he said. He says, this is just it's so unreasonable. Ask question and don't feel like it's not a dumb question. But you know what? Our school system has us feeling like when we ask a question that we're supposed to know the answer. Why? Because you're in school and maybe your teacher might have said, you don't know that, it's in the book or whatever. And so we have this feeling of inefficiency about ourselves if we ask a question. Therefore, if we don't ask it and we try to go do it ourselves and we mess it up, that's okay too. Okay, I want to make sure we're clear because we're going to talk in 2 terms. You can mess it up. Okay, so don't feel bad. Man, that's me. I messed it up. Nah, that's creating wisdom too and lessons. So you had to go through what your mentor had to go through. Okay, so if you didn't ask your mentor, you went through what they went through. That's okay. That's a part of the growth process. But our goal is to make you go faster. If I hit chairman in 60 days, I want you to hit it in 58. Okay, it took me 16 months to hit chairman 25. I want you to hit it in less than a year, less than 6 months. Why? Because we can give you the blueprint. We can tell you everything that we went through that caused a setback. So we talk about, listen, you heard us talk about Telegram groups in this group and don't do that and don't do this. That's for a reason. I'm not telling you because because I feel it just does. No, I'm telling you because I went through it. I know exactly what's going to happen after a certain amount of time. Okay, so this is what your coaching and your mentors, hopefully, right? They're telling you, hey, right up ahead of you, there's a little pitfall. Okay, and if you don't walk to the right slightly, you're going to fall in that hole. Okay, if you start the Telegram group, okay, there's going to be a time in your business where people are only going to be dependent on the Telegram group and they'll never go live. They will never know what their product is. So when some brand new company pops up, okay, that looks good, maybe costs cheaper, but because they didn't plug into the product, they don't know that they have a much powerful product than this other company. Get this? Right? This happened. This is real life scenario. Okay? This is what we get to see because why? Because I did those things before. I had the pullbacks before. I knew what was going to happen in my business. And the same thing that Nick Singles talks about here, he says, hey, instead of going through that, okay, follow what the mentors have already done and you're going to make money much faster. Number 2, I don't want to bother them. Man, I hear that one all the time. Okay? Listen, network marketing, unless you are, and let me make sure I prefix this. Okay? You have different type of producers out there. Okay? And I'm going to give you the producers. This is an extra insert. Okay? 4 type of producers out there. High producers. Okay? Low maintenance. High producing, low maintenance. They're the ones typically that don't ask you anything. You just see them putting sales in the system constantly. You're like, okay, you want to reach out like, hey, you need anything? Anything I can do, just let me know. Okay? But those are your high producing, low maintenance type people. We all want those, don't we? Okay? People who are going to produce, don't even really ask you too much information. That's cool. The next you're going to have is high producing, high maintenance. I still like it. If you're high producing, high maintenance, awesome. Okay? Still ask the questions. Okay, we're going to talk about this. But typically, you're going to have people say, I don't want to bother you. They're high producers. Bother me. Okay? Then you have your high producer, high maintenance. They probably will. And I don't want to say the word bother because that's not it. You know, they're going to make sure they get what they need to get so they can do their business. And that's good. Okay? So never feel that you're bothering your upline or your business partner because guess what? You produce income for them. You produce volume for them. Okay? So never feel bad about that. We're one big organization. So if it takes to ask a question, to put a button in the system, to put value in the system, ask the question. Okay? Then we have, let's go on the back end of that. We have low producing, low maintenance. Okay? That's just someone you're in. They don't ask too many questions. You know, they're not high producing either. But maybe if they ask a couple questions, it may trigger some things so that they can become high producing. Maybe they're missing something. Okay? So low producing, low maintenance. They're not asking questions at all. Okay? So if you're low producing, low maintenance, ask some questions to get your business propelled. Don't feel like you're bothering. Most likely, those will be people who feel like, man, I'm bothering them. Okay? and you're not bothering us at all. Our goal is to direct you in the right location. And typically what I will say is this: if you ask me a compensation question, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to I may answer the question, or I may guide you to where the answer is, because I want you to know the answer without having to bog down your brain. So if it's in the compensation plan, boom, I know where it's at now. And anytime I have any other questions about compensation, I know where to go. Then the last person you have is low producing, high maintenance, okay? This is someone who's every day they're on you, but they haven't put no one in the system, okay? Those are folks, okay, we're not looking for the high maintenance, low producing. Why? They're just putting in space, taking up time. Okay, so obviously, no, not that. But you can become high producing. Ask the right questions, okay? Get your answers answered and then apply them to your business. And so, no, you're not bothering. He says, when asking someone for help on a daily basis and disrupting their life, this is how you look at this. He says, now, if you're asking them questions on a daily basis and disrupting their life and overstepping boundaries, then no, don't do that. However, but within reason, okay, that means you're asking questions because you need this so I can become a producer. Okay, so I can put some people in the system. Okay, that sums up the 4 types of people. And then lastly, the third thing why people avoid asking questions is, I want to figure it out on my own. And that's okay too, okay, if you're going to the right information. But if you get to a point where now you're taking up too much time because time is money, ask the question. Hey, Randy. Hey, Wanda. Hey, Sakina. Hey, Rodney. Hey, Demita. Hey, Shannon. Hey, Clarence. I got a question. Ask the questions. So you don't have to figure it out all the time on your own. Okay, this will probably stop some of your momentum. So he says, I believe in momentum and speed. And to have momentum and speed, we need to get those answers fast. If this is going to hold you up, go ahead and ask that question. It's okay. And like I said, the great part is when you're asking questions, those questions are about putting value in the system. Okay, those questions are about helping to build the organization or go towards the mission of the company. That's powerful. And so what Anik Singles goes on to talk about is just the different platforms you can get information from. A lot of people look at their Facebook as being very personal. He actually takes the Facebook, and it's not just for personal. He actually uses for business as well too. Okay, for him, it was posting job openings and asking people suggestions and references and answers. And guess what? He hired a majority of his staff through questions on Facebook. He said, he found several of his people, his operations, from Facebook. So you're just talking about asking questions, folks. This is more going towards other entrepreneur stuff now. And what we do, I don't know if you'll need that to go ask questions online because you have everything here. So in our company, okay, I want to talk about, because I'm going to go into the story with Henry Ford. In our company, you actually have professional traders that you can go and ask the answers to. So if you're a customer in this company and on Go Live, you have this magical question that you like, I absolutely need this answer. I went through the academy, there's this one thing that I need to put together. Well, then you can go to a Go Live and you have the actual educator. And if you type the question to them, they will answer your question. Okay. They also have an email. Okay. You can also email and say, hey, I have this one question that's been on my mind. I've been trying to figure out, what do you mean by a retest? Maybe something like that. I'll tell you, listen, I went through the academy. I remember they were talking about retesting. The retesting was not clicking for me. And then of course, Christopher Derrick, watching him and then getting on his live, I had some questions answered. Okay. So the great thing about our company is all the answers are here because you have all the professional traders. So I don't need you to know everything. And here's what I mean by that. I'm going to go on the story about Henry Ford. Henry Ford, as you know, he's the founder of Ford, billionaire of this time now. And what happened was the Chicago Tribune, the newspaper, they were basically ridiculing him. And long story short, here's this very wealthy man, and they're ridiculing him, saying that he's basically an idiot in the newspaper. And to the point where he felt the need where he had to go actually sue them. Okay, so Ford sued them for $1 million because they were basically ridiculing. There's something that's called where you kind of discredit someone, but it's not true. Defamation. Okay, so defamation of character. And so they were basically calling him stupid. And here's what he did. He took him to court. And when he took him to court, here's what they asked him in court. Here's what the lawyers did to him. They start asking him all these trivial questions. Can you imagine? I don't know if you guys ever seen the immigration test to get into America, to become a citizen? Okay? What it takes to become a citizen. Look, let me just be straight transparent. A majority of us, if we had to take that test, probably would not be citizens. Do you understand that? And so these are questions that what I envisioned as they were asking him, this is what they were asking. So they asked him all about American history, in which he could not answer. He got every wrong answer. And this guy has millions, billionaire of our time. Okay? They were asking all type of trivia questions. He cut it all short. He won. They say he won the hearts of the people. And this is what he ended with in so many words. He said, listen, I don't want to clog up my brain with all this foolish and general trivial information. I don't need that information. He says, as a matter of fact, at the click of a button, I can have any person who can answer a question that I need right in front of me. That's smart, isn't it? It's like having an external hard drive. Instead of me having to occupy my brain, I got an external hard drive for this situation over here. I got an external hard drive for this situation over here. I got an external hard drive for this situation over here. I mean, I'm telling you right now, folks, we don't have to know it all. You don't got to know it all to make $1 million in this industry right now. You don't got to know it all to be a chairman 500, chairman 750, chairman elite in this company. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I got from this message with Henry Ford. And he goes on to say, why should I clutter up my mind with general knowledge? He says, because I have other things that I basically put here that is gonna allow me to progress. And so how I look at this, guess what your buttons are in this company? Go live. I had someone hit me up and say, hey, can you do a private Zoom with me? I want to learn about drawing trend lines and doing this. I said, you know what, who can do that? Lee Allen can do that. Okay. You know who can do that? Stevenson Lindor, he can do that. He can teach you how to do those charts like that. You know who can do that? Christopher Derrick can do that. Yeah, I know where the information's at. So what I'm telling you, because I know when you come into this industry, what's holding a majority of people back is you thinking that you got to know it all. You got to be the professional trader. You already have had to make 6 figures trading before any of your friends are going to sign up. You had to have made something, and that's just not true. All you need to know is where to direct them to. Where can I get the answer from? Hey, by the way, I got a friend. His name is Matt Thayer. Matt wasn't even a millionaire in this company when he came in 2.5 years ago. And I watched Matt kill this thing in HFX. As a matter of fact, he's now an educator. He has a strategy that he's teaching people around the world how to make money in minutes. And so all that I do, I'm a conduit, okay? I'm a middleman to connect my friends with the millionaires. Connect my friends with the professional traders. That's what I do. Are you hearing me on this? You don't got to know it all. Just like Henry Ford, a billionaire of his time now, you can do the same thing and you don't got to be the professional trader. You just got to leverage the system. You got to have the button that he talks about at the click of a button. He says, you're better off surrounding yourself with those who have all the answers rather than wasting your time trying to become the one who has all the answers. Let me say it again. He said, basic conclusion. You're better off surrounding yourself with those who have all the answers than wasting time trying to become the one who has all the answers. Because what I've seen in this world, folks, listen, there are doctors, people who have their doctorates in this world, and they're still not rich. So we found that that education doesn't equal income, does it? But what you do know is those Robert Kiyosaki wrote a book called A and B students working for C students. Why is that the case? Why do A students work for C students? C students typically go out and start their own business. They don't plan to work for nobody. Okay? And then your A students, they're the ones who go to school, they get their MBAs, they may even get their doctorates. Okay? A students. And then they do all the education right. Why? They go get a high level paying job. They become entrepreneurs. Typically they become executives, which are still kind of entrepreneurial. But those C students say, let me hire the knowledge to do this work here. That's all that is. So when you start surrounding yourself with the right people, guess what? IM has an entire system for you. Don't know how to build a business yet? That's okay. I got a business partner. He's made a lot of money in doing this, and he can help you build. Hey, I got a top speaker, top earner, female earner in this industry. Okay, she's followed by millions. Okay, she can speak to you about this. Say you have leverage at your fingertips, meaning you don't gotta know it all. You can grab a top earner. Okay, you see a top earner you want to sponsor in, okay, and you don't feel you have credibility, but I got somebody who got credibility. I got someone who's making more money than they are. Let me pull that out of my bag. Okay? You are not a good trader right now. Maybe you're not profitable in whatever you're doing right now. That's okay. I got some profitable people that know how to get this thing done. I'm going to put you on the phone, call with them. Now you're understanding the power of leveraging, and you're not being embarrassed about not knowing the answer or even asking the question. And sometimes, okay, when you send your person somewhere, maybe you're online with them. Not only do they get the answer, but you get the answer for the future, okay? And so that's the power behind what we do. Listen, when you look at the world's billionaires, I want you to really look at the world's billionaires. I laugh because just what comes to mind. So you look at the world's billionaires, okay? And listen, you don't got to be smart to be a billionaire, do you? Not at all. But you got to know some people. You got to know where the answer is. That's it. And what I've realized, those who make a lot of money, they're not necessarily always the smartest, but they always have the smartest after access. Let me say that again. The people who make the most money are never really the smartest people, but they have the smart people at their access. You got the smart people at your access. And if you want to make more money, stop worrying about the trivial things that don't make money for you. Okay? If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. That's what they talk about. Stop worrying about the trivial things, the general information that don't make you money. We call that, in this industry, right, IPA, income producing activities. If you're doing activities that don't produce income, those are trivial things. Those are trivial questions that you don't need to know. And so what I love is we call it knowledge on ice or ignorance on fire. Okay, I would prefer to have someone who has ignorance on fire than have knowledge on ice, meaning they're trying to know everything before they get started. No, I don't want that. Okay, I want the ignorant person. I want the person who says, man, I am paying $10 million a year. What? I'm talking to all my friends. But you don't know. Have you seen Go Live yet? Well, you told me that there's traders, right? You said they make money, right? That's all I need. Let's go. Hey, listen. There got people making money like that. That's me. Okay? I didn't have to know that it worked first. Okay? Dr. Casey, the pastor, I watched her trade. It works. Okay? She made 7 figures. It works. One more, Matt Thayer made 7 figures. It works. Okay? Millie Mills made 7 figures. It works. Stevenson Lindor, it works. Okay? We got 150 traders that say that it works. 150 educators. I don't need to know anymore. Okay? I don't need knowledge on ice. I need ignorance on fire every single time. And if you want to make $1 million in your lifetime and you want to do it fast, you got to be ignorant on fire, because that's what it takes. And you got every answer at your fingertips at this company. And so the day, listen, if one of you catch this, the day that you just stop thinking about the small things and you say, enough is enough. I'm just all in. I'm doing this thing. I'm the conduit, okay? Because here's our new title. I'm just the middleman to connect my friends who need money to my wealthy friends, okay? That's it. I'm a connector of wealth. I'm connecting my friends who need to make money with people who are already making money. That's what we do. See, you don't got to know it all. And that's, in so many words, that's exactly what he's saying in this book. And then when you look at the billionaires, that's exactly what they do, okay? You look at your top folks, they've hired the best people to go out and make it happen for them. And you can do the same thing in this company. You want to make 10 million a year, okay? You want to make, when we get to elite, it's going to be 12, 13 million a year in this company, okay? All you're going to do is you're going to start putting on your business cap. And someone said, McDonald's, with the CEO of McDonald's or the founder, the CEO of McDonald's is a vegan, okay? Listen, a vegan, that means they don't even eat meat, but they're there, okay? A lot of us, we kind of overdosing on our product. He don't even eat the product, but he knows the product works. Why? Because he sees everybody going through the drive-thru at McDonald's. It works. Okay, I don't have to eat the burger. I know people love it because the way they keep on going through. Okay, I look at this industry. I know that people love HFX. I'm watching them in the group chats. I don't gotta be the expert. I just gotta lead them to the experts. Okay, I see people killing it in Forex, 10 pips and dip. I don't gotta be the expert. I know the expert. Let's connect them there. And so listen, the day that you can connect that and not worry about the small things will be the day you're going chairman for real. Okay. So here's the 3 questions that he poses as we bring this to a close here. Number 1, are you afraid to text someone and ask them a question? Do you feel like you'll be bothering them? Do you feel stupid asking them? Or do you generally shy away from asking someone for help? Okay, so basically, we want to open you up. If you want to really do this business, ask the questions, folks. You know, even when we have time like this, there'll be times we'll do calls like this and we'll open it up and say, hey, do you have any questions? Ask that question. You know what's funny? The question that you have, typically, everybody in the room has the same question. And they are scared. They have this fear of asking because they think the same thing. I'll feel stupid, wonder if people laugh at me. Everybody in the room knows the answer. The funny part is they don't. They don't know the answer. Listen, I'll tell you the hardest part. Why do I know that this is the case? Because that was my issue when I came to this company. Okay? Why? Because we came from another company. We were top earners in that last company. So as soon as we switched over here, you know what everybody expected? They expected us to know everything. So can you imagine being a top earner in another company? You come over brand new, just like everybody else. You got to learn the product just like everybody else. But they expect you to be very expedient in learning the product. Well, I wasn't expedient. I was just like everybody else. I had to go through the bumps and bruises, blowing accounts, all that. Okay, and I remember being in an event with Dr. Okay, and I'll tell you when my breakthrough happened, especially for the trading part. Okay, I remember going to the event, and Stevenson Lindor was there. It was Dr. K and some other folks that were there educating. And I was sitting down, and it was a whole group. We were in the front, me and Wanda. We're Chairman 10s by that time, so everybody thinks you're this huge trader, right? Chairman has nothing to do with trading. It has to do with being the middleman, connecting my good friends to my wealthy friends, okay? And so I'm in the room, and listen, that said in my head, I don't want to ask a question. I'm a Chairman 10. Why? That was my ego. It was ego, right? I just had to set my ego to the side. Dude, if you don't set your ego to the side, you're never going to learn how to trade the right way, okay? You're never going to learn how to run your business the proper way if you don't set the ego to the side. So I had to set the ego to the side, and I remember I started asking questions. I remember asking Stevenson Lindor about questions. That's when the flag formation and all that just, boom, I was on. One little answer. And after that answer, my trading changed. Okay? Everything changed. And so don't be afraid to ask folks. And typically, if you're afraid, typically that's your ego kicking in. Number two, would you rather spend a day researching something to find the answer for yourself or just ask someone? Now, I have a caveat for this one. So, of course, ask. Now, if you've asked this question multiple times, you need to know where that answer is. So the next time you ask and say, hey, where is the answer? Where did you find the answer at? But here it is. He says, be honest here. What is your inclination, your natural inclination to ask someone, okay, or go research it? And I won't lie, I'm the guy to go research it, okay? I'm probably the one to go research. Now, is that the proper way? Probably not. No, I could have saved myself a lot of time by asking the question. But I will tell you, it depends, okay? Because sometimes now you know where the answer is. Now, when I'm talking about what we do, we actually have instructional documents. So if you're like, how does the back office work? Okay, I want you to ask that because I need you to know how to place people. Hey, by the way, yeah, that information is right here. So I send you to a video and now you know where it's at. And so you can answer the question for someone else. Because why do I do it that way? Because I'm developing the next chairman in the company. So I want to make sure that not only do you have the answer, but you know where to get the answer. But what he says, don't find yourself Googling forever. If you can't find the answer, go get someone. So here's my rule. Go look for the answer. And if it starts being like a headache, it's taking too much time, go ask the question. Okay. And then lastly, number 3, have you ever posted a request or question on social media? So he talks about this one in a major way. You can ask a question. Maybe you're looking to go do real estate. There's all types. Facebook can be used for so much stuff. Okay. There's so many qualified folks that do certain things. Okay. So maybe you're trying to learn about a certain industry that you don't know who does it. Hey, who do you know that does this? Who do you know that does this? You know, I have folks tag me in posts. Okay. They know that we do Forex. I've had people tag me in posts. Hey, I'm looking for someone who does Forex. Happens all the time. Tag in posts. Hey, I got a friend that does Forex. Boom. So if there's things that you can ask, if he talks about asking on social media. So just something to think about here. That really is what some of this chapter, folks, as we bring this to conclusion, you know, kind of time this into our business. This is your time. Listen, I'm so fired up about where I Am Mastery Academy is in their journey in network marketing. First of all, we are the first to ever do this. Okay, before I Am, there was not a company that had MLM network marketing attached to Forex. And then secondly, there has never been a network marketing company where you can actually take the product, okay, and this is what makes us very unique, and I need you to understand this, where the product, the customer can actually make money by just using the product itself. Say, typically, when you look at this industry, this is why I say we're not the same. You got to understand. When someone says, I've done this before. No, you haven't. I promise you, you have not done this. Okay? Because as a customer, some of our customers come in and they do make more money than some of the chairmen because it's gotten so good. Christopher Terry is a monster on the charts. He makes millions trading. Okay? He doesn't have to build it, but he makes millions trading. And so we do have people who get so good that they make more than the chairman. Right? Look at Matt Thayer. Matt Thayer is a chairman also, chairman 25, but I watched Matt make his first million in the company, okay, with HFX. And if you talk to him, he'll tell you he had struggles. He didn't just go straight through it. He blew like 3-4 accounts, okay, 3-4 accounts. Most people quit after the first account they blow. He blew 4, okay, and then he kept going. And he eventually figured it out, got to his first million in a year and a half. Then look at him now. You guys see his account. 1 million went to 2 million. 2 million on the way to 3 million right now. You're watching his journey. So listen, questions. You ask them. We do these things. We got the people who are in position. And in this company, okay, the customers, they can make money without selling it. See, I want you to know that because when typically people do things like this, they'll do it not on the premise that, let's say you're in a nutrition company. They don't do the company. Yes, they can lose weight, or yes, they may like the nutrition, but they don't typically do it because they just want to go buy those supplements. See, they can buy those supplements offline. You know, they can buy those supplements from GNC. They can buy those supplements somewhere else. They look at the opportunity. They buy it because of the opportunity, because the opportunity says they can make money, and then they get in. Okay? Other things, they may do something else. It may be travel. Guess what? That's where I came from. People who join, you know what they would say? Okay, customers who would join, they would get in. If they couldn't get their 4 people, you know what they do? They would quit. And I'll say, why are you quitting? Didn't you want to travel? No, I want to make money. Okay, so people are joining network marketing because they want to make money, and that's the trick to it. Because when they don't make money, they say it doesn't work, but it does work because it's a nutrition. It does work because it's travel. Get you use the product. But here it's different. When they come in, they use the product, they make money, they don't have to sell it. We're the first to do it. And I'll promise you this, there will never be a CEO like Christopher Terry. I'm telling you, there will never be a mindset that Christopher Terry has. He is in this thing to dominate this industry. He is in this thing to create millionaire after millionaire after millionaire. And I hope that you see the vision of this company. 1 million customers, just the tipping of the iceberg. We're on track, okay? We literally doubled our company this year. We have over 450 six-figure earners. That means someone who makes above $100,000 a year. In America right now, only 9% of people make above $100,000 a year. In the world, only 7.3% of people make above $100,000 per year. And I Am Master Academy is popping them like peanuts. We're different. So when your folks say, I did this before. No, they didn't. You didn't do this before. I promise you. You've never seen nothing like this before. I promise you've never seen nothing like this before. We got people who are kicking through the doors to get into our company now. Okay? I am so grateful. I'm so happy that 2.5 years ago, we had a significant twist in our business that caused us to see this opportunity right here. I am grateful because I understand the stages that companies like this have to go through. And let me tell you where we're at. So there's 4 stages of growth. Rest in peace, Dr. Charles Drew. Okay? If you know his story, you can look him up. Dr. Charles Drew was a professor, okay, for a university teaching business. And he was totally against network marketing, didn't like it whatsoever, okay? He was against the model. But him being a doctor, okay, he's a researcher naturally, he said, I decided to do the research. And after years of research, he found some significant thing with companies that excel in this industry. He said they go through 4 phases. The first one is formulation. He says majority of companies are going to fail there. Okay, we see this all the time. In the first 2 years, majority of companies will fail. 98% of them. Only 2% will get past. That means that out of 10 companies that will start, barely 1 will survive. Message. New Forex company here. New Forex company there. New Forex company here. New Forex company there. A lot of people are, look, I want it for the position. I want it for the time because they think there's something special about becoming the top earner. They think that we became top earners because we got in first before everybody else. That's not how I became a top earner. As a matter of fact, in my last company, I wasn't one of the first, one of the last, okay? See, you are the next wave. It's not about being the first. It's about causing the first wave, okay? You may be the wave. And so you're going to have all these companies that pop up, and I need you to understand what I'm giving you. 4 phases. Formulation. You don't want to join a company in formulation. You don't want to risk everything on formulation unless you're already rich. Okay? If you're already rich, listen, I'm talking business sense right now. If you're already rich, then you can take some hits. Why? You can get in this company because you probably already have a following, and the majority of people who do go for first movers advantage to get in the company, they already have the following. They're the person that's going to create the wave. But if you don't have any following, you're not going to create any wave whatsoever. It's not for you to have a position because it doesn't matter. And so formulation, I will tell you, being brand new, you want to stay away from 98%. Number 2, they ease into concentration. This is based on money. Okay, let me tell you. Currently today, IAM is bringing in well over $50 million a month. Okay, IAM is bringing in $50 million a month in its 7th year, folks. We're going on 8 years. Do you understand where we're at? We are in concentration. Sometimes it looks like momentum. We haven't even touched momentum yet. Okay? I promise you, I've seen a company that touched momentum. We were in a $1 billion company. We know what it looks like. What it looks like when you start seeing stadiums filled with 20,000 people, now we're shifting to momentum. Okay? When you start seeing people where you're like, you're a chairman 10? What? Okay? When you start seeing, I'm talking about regular people hitting 6 figures. We're in momentum. I remember my old mentor used to say, folks, when you start seeing stupid people get rich, you're in the right place. Okay? Listen, this company pays a lot of money. A lot. And so you can mess this up a little bit. You can mess it up. But if you understand being in the right place and what it looks like, just keep on putting it into action. Action cures everything. Don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry about the back office. Only worry about the action. And if you put in enough action, eventually you'll catch that wave. Okay? Just like a surfer. They know if they just stay out there clapping just a little bit, okay, eventually they're going to catch the right wave. And when you catch the right wave, and when we hit momentum, we go from a trajectory that looks like this to like this. Okay? Been there. What does that look like? We literally are going to have chairman popping every single day. Okay? This company, because of what it is, you know, we're definitely going to be a multi-billion-dollar company. Okay? Creating millionaire after millionaire. And the only thing I can give you is this, you know, just when it comes to network marketing, pay attention, never quit, and keep on going. Have faith and belief and keep building your belief. Stay around the campfire. Stay around the circle. If you have any doubt in your mind, I need you to get around the fire. Okay? In this season, if you want to become a millionaire from this company, you don't have any room to doubt the system. You don't have any room to have any seeds of doubt. Just like a mustard seed of faith can move mountains, a mustard seed of doubt can do just the opposite. And so you got to protect your mindset in this season. You got to stay away from your negative friends like we talked about in the last chapter. You can't afford for someone to plant death into your business right now. Because right now we got 10 million on the line. Right now we got your mama's house on the line. Right now we got your daddy's house on the line. Right now we got your children's tuition on the line. Right now we got the next your last name generation on the line. Right now we have your mansion on the line. Okay, we have your lifestyle on the line. We have your spouse on the line. Okay, what do I mean by that? Is anything negative worth giving up all those things for the freedom of your family and the next generation? And in my book, no, it's not. And so I'm choosing to stay positive, on the core, believing, staying plugged into the fire, and going all the way to the top until we create our legacy. This is your time, folks. Let's go. That is our mentorship call. Listen, we have an event for Africa coming up at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time today. Feel free to plug in. Feel free to invite to that as well, too. But it's going to be targeted towards our Africa group in Kenya, South Africa, Botswana, Tanzania, Nigeria, where we have organizations at. So if you have any connections, feel free to get them on this call. We're going to be doing testimonies today as well, too, as we launch in the Africa market. That's happening at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. Chairman1000.com. Also, we may be having another pop-up presentation later on tonight. So it is Monday, folks. Let's go. It's your time. And in everything that we do, let's continually leave a legacy. And, you know, I'm going to play something different here. Let's let that money hit a little bit different today. Let's go. Good morning, good morning. I know I didn't get who we have on here. Good morning, everybody. Let's go. Mr. Andre English, let's go. Nico and Jeanette out of Germany, let's go. What is it? Let's go. Anthony and Dorcas Baker, great morning. Irby, great morning. Miss Ruth Candidate, great morning. Got South Carolina in the building, great morning. Miss April Roper, good morning. Miss Demita, great morning. Deion Hammond, great morning. Mr. Rodney Granberry, great morning. Dominic Cottinger, great morning. Let's go. Who else we have? Let's go. Let's go. Carmen, great morning. Andra, great morning. Let's go. Camilla, great morning. JT, great morning. Let's go. Mr. Nick Richardson, great morning. Mr. Wiley, great morning. Let's go. Late night, early morning. Let's go. Miss Janita Cherry, great morning. Look at you. Look, you are still pressing. Let's go. Miss Bobby Spivey, great morning. Let's go. Come on. Chairman loading, y'all. We got 94 days to go. It is fourth quarter. Let's go. What is it going to look like when you're making $10,000 a month? What are you going to do? Okay. I want you to start thinking, what are you going to do when you're making $10,000 a month? Let me make sure I didn't make it to where you guys can unmute your lines. Huh? Here we go. There we go. Let's go. Now you can unmute your lines. Let's go, y'all. It is your time. What is chairman going to look like for you? What is it going to allow you to do? How much freedom is it going to give you? If you got $10,000 being deposited to your account right now, every month, what are you doing? Making more investments? Making more money? Pushing the chairman 100? What does it look like when you're making $100,000 a month? You walking in the house and giving mama the keys? Okay? You buying daddy a new car? Okay? What are we doing? What are you doing with the money? Let's go. This is your time, folks. You guys have a great morning. Let's go to action. And remember this. Action cures everything. Let's go.
Blessings, Randy. Thank you.
All right, you guys have a great
one. Let's go.
Let's go.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you.
Let's get it. Let's go.
Let's go.
My money is different.
Let's go. Thank you.
All right, you guys have a blessed morning. Let's get it.